Thank you again for the question. And let me just say, I am sure the member opposite, who is a member for Alberta, is not in any way suggesting that any of the funds that we have dedicated to orphan well cleanup should be taken away from Alberta and moved to any other part of the country.
Ms. Stubbs.
I can assure the minister that what I believe is that support should be given to all provinces to deal with the issue of orphan wells. On March 17th, of course, the finance minister said oil and gas support was coming in, quote, hours or days. And that was 55 days ago. So on April 28th, I asked for an update. And the minister said it would be, quote, rolled out as quickly as possible. We must have different definitions of quick. Well, it's 21 days later and still nothing. So on what date will the BDC loans for small and medium oil and gas operators and the Canada Development Investment Corporation loans for larger bridge financing actually be available?
The Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I think the member opposite must have a different definition than the oil and gas sector does for what constitutes real and meaningful support that has reassured the industry, support that has reassured the oil sector.
This is an opportunity for us to make sure that Albertans are getting to work in cleaning up their province.
Mr. Speaker, I'm proud to speak on behalf of the people of Lakeland, the heart of farming, forestry, and oil and gas country. The hard-working men, women, and businesses there make an outsized and outstanding contribution of jobs, innovation, and government revenue to all of Canada. But homegrown businesses and workers in the energy sector are struggling. Low global oil prices, barriers to export markets, and fiscal and regulatory uncertainty are causing massive job losses. And I'm sure that concerns all of us here, because a strong Alberta means a strong Canada.
Member for Lakeland.
Mr. Speaker, Alberta attracts people from all across Canada to pursue opportunities for themselves and for their families. But hard-working Albertans are hit by this energy sector downturn the worst, including thousands of people in Lakeland. On this side, we know that impacts all sectors and all Canadians. A strong Alberta means a strong Canada. Mr. Speaker, as a lifelong Albertan, I am proud of our world-leading energy sector. Alberta has long played an important role in Canada's economy and has attracted thousands of Canadians to pursue opportunities for themselves and for their families. Alberta has been the economic engine of Canada for decades, contributing direct and indirect employment, globally recognized innovation, world-renowned responsible energy regulation and development, and massive amounts of revenue to multiple levels of government. This revenue provides programs and services supporting the standard of living for everyone in every province. Indeed, a strong Alberta means a strong Canada. Mr. Speaker, Canadians deserve a straight answer from the Liberals. The Prime Minister creates instability and uncertainty in the energy sector. He appointed the Justice Minister, who's opposed pipeline projects. His senior advisors are against Alberta's responsibly developed oil sands. He ignores Albertans who just want to get back to work. A strong Alberta means a strong Canada. Will the Prime Minister finally support Canadian energy through crucial infrastructure projects like Trans Mountain and Energy East?
The Honourable Minister of Natural Resources.
To the Minister, but Mr. Speaker, just reciting the same talking points isn't cutting it. In what's booming Lloydminster, people can't afford to keep their homes, and they can't afford to buy new ones. Businesses are closed, projects are frozen, people have lost their jobs. There's 2 million square feet of vacant industrial space, up from nearly zero in just the last few years. But a strong Alberta means a strong Canada. So why don't the Liberals stop making things so much worse for hardworking Alberta families? Mr. Speaker, tens of thousands of Albertans are out of work. There's a new crippling carbon tax on everything, and now apparently a plan to phase out world-class energy production. The oil sands provide 425,000 jobs for Canadians and partnerships with thousands of businesses across Canada. Every one job in the oil sands creates 2.5 jobs from coast to coast. Any other world leader would value this strategic asset and long-term energy security, but the Liberals have turned their backs on Alberta. When will the Prime Minister finally champion Canadian energy and Canadian jobs?
Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister. One member for Lakeland.
Over 2,000 Albertans were in Calgary last week to tell the Prime Minister not to come back until he has a solution. Pipeline. He said spending billions of dollars on the Trans Mountain Pipeline would get it built, and he can't get construction started. And he gave Canadian money to go to the U.S. to compete with Canada. He landlocked Canadian oil, costing provinces billions of dollars. He defends using tax dollars to stop Canadian pipelines. Will make that discount permanent. When will he withdraw his No More Pipelines bill? Mr. Speaker, under these Liberals, $200 billion in oil and gas gone. That's 16 times the GDP of Canada's aerospace sector and 10 times the automotive sector. 200,000 energy jobs gone, more than all the jobs in those sectors combined. This would be the national emergency for any leader. But this Prime Minister actively delays and blocks oil and gas and fails to apply the law equally to all Canadians. So here's the real question, Mr. Speaker. Does this Prime Minister want Alberta in Canada or not?
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Natural Resources.
The important work of growing our economy and protecting our environment goes beyond any single project. The government is committed to working with Alberta and the resource sector.
What a complete crock. This Prime Minister said he wants to phase out the oil sands, and his actions show it. So the market got the message, and he clearly doesn't care about Alberta. He was willing to break ethics laws and bully his Attorney General to save 9,000 jobs in SNC-Lavalin that were never actually at risk. Albertans want all Canadians and all sectors to succeed. But when 200,000 Albertans lose their oil and gas jobs, suicides spike by 30%, and people are losing hope and dignity, he blames everyone and everything else and does nothing